friends, Desert DFE here, and for the next few days I'm going to be trying to answer the question of can I beat the Legend of Dragoon without buying any equipment? As with all challenges, we got rules. The rules are as follows. No buying any equipment, swords, armor, boots, etc. I can only use equipment that I acquire from battle, chess, and equipment given to me by NPCs, such as with the Stardust Exchange. Rule number 2, I only have a 1 to 2 level grace period when stuck on bosses, which means if I get stuck on a boss after trying different items, party compositions, equipment, if I deem it to be unbeatable with how I am currently, I'm allowed to grind for 1 to 2 levels. If I still can't beat the boss, I will admit defeat. Aside from that instance, there will be no grinding done in the game. And third and finally, no use of turbo or autofire features to spam button presses. Magic in this game mostly scales off how fast you can press the X button. And if I'm going to beat this challenge, I'm going to do so with my own skill. If you've never played this game, I can't recommend it more. We start off with our protagonist Dart, who hears a commotion and goes to check it out. He runs into some guards who threaten Dart on sight for not answering them, but just like all protagonists, is saved by the arrival of a dragon who just slaps the shit out of him. Yeah, I could watch this for ages. We get saved by a woman, the dragon beats up a rock, and we learn that our town Celeste is on fire and we rush to help. We beat up 2 mooks with a 1-2 combo, question a dying man, find out we were attacked by the Sandoras, and then go help Ploss. Talking to Ploss reveals that Pachana was taken, and we fight the commander, setting him on fire with some karmic justice. Grave rubber piece of Stardust, and we move on. The forest is mostly uneventful, we cut things, hit level 3, and move on to the prison. Now you may ask yourself, how does our hero stealthily enter the prison? By staying huddled up to a merchant's wagon. That guard 100% saw Dart, but let him get away with it, like an adult letting you score on them just so you can be happy. The merchant knocks on us, we kill the guard, then threaten the merchant into selling us stuff. More empty employment spots later, and we find some guards, but don't worry, they're the good guys. You can tell because they're wearing blue instead of gimp suits. They're getting threatened when another dude comes along wearing green. Drama ensues as Lavis bangs his spear against Dart's sword, but after a dude trusts me, Lavis trusts him with his life, and the bromance that will live for thousands of years is born. More looting and searching later, we find a key lying around that of course belongs to the tower Shayna is in, because why wouldn't it? Kill some guards, there's some weird tension, kill some more guards, and Shayna reveals that she's an independent woman who don't need no man. Buy more supplies, and we're on to the actual boss fight. Frugal is a pretty simple boss fight. Kill the body shields, he summons more, kill them, trying to be careful of their AoE attack when they die, then a mix of cutting, slashing, and guarding down Frugal when needed. Apparently we didn't cut deep enough, Frugal lives, and now we're fugitives who stole some horses. So now we're on the run, which means we need to stay alert. We absolutely cannot afford to be slowed. It's okay, Lavitz, I don't blame you. So we do what any criminal does and hide in a blatantly obvious spot, but lucky for us, we got rabbits looking out for us. Starting to think maybe the guard legit didn't see Dart. So we go north and get blocked by running water. Head south, we find a cabin. Dart tells us about his backstory. His hometown Neat was attacked by the Black Monster. His mother and father tried to protect everyone but were never seen again. Dart, returning to the scene of the crime, finds his father's shiny stone of plot convenience. You know, I'm so glad we got his backstory out of the way now instead of having to hear about it later. We grab the axe, cut down the tree, and again, Lavitz, you can do no wrong. Dart was the one who let go first. So we go back to the river, and in the most BS way, the log comes down and gives us a bridge. Oh well, we move on. After a little more slashing, and we're at the cave. The first area of the cave isn't too much to talk about, but the second area we take a water slide and grab an appropriate sword for Dart. The next area is just some stepping stones, Dart baby Shana telling her to be careful, which of course curses Lavitz into slipping. But it strengthens the bromance, so we'll let it slide this time, Dart. To a safe point, bro, man. Later, Dart explains what rock fireflies are and flashbangs everyone. And now, shame. I get my ankles absolutely destroyed by a hamster. I can never show my face again. Psych! I got that fat gerbil's ass! And just like that, we're quickly approaching our next boss fight. An infamous guardian of the cave, whose power is indescribable. It's a snake. It does snake things. We assault it with dark magic, set it on fire, and fry its brain until it dies. Don't worry though, it gets better. And it tries to sneak attack Shana. But Shana, being the believer that she is, says a prayer and blows up the snake segment by segment. Yeah, really glad Shana just didn't do that from the start. Now, as you can tell, the pacing of this has been pretty fast so far. We don't get a weapon shop until now, so we've technically had our best in slot of everything and has played out like a typical playthrough up to this point. While in Bale, we grab all 6 Stardust, bringing our total to 7. Grab the Sparkle Arrow from the castle and give our report to Albert. Dart tries ditching Shana, but Shana's like, nah man, you're not getting rid of me, so Dart asks the nerd for information on the Black Monster. The nerd then tells us about the Dragon campaign. We head to Lavitz's house. Shana offers to help cook while Dart and Lavitz chill on the roof looking at the view. After we're called in for food, we grab some items from the store and we're off to Hoax. Hoax is a pretty small area, but we make sure to grab both Stardust, bringing our total to 9 before taking up our position as guards. Right as Dart goes to get food, the enemy attacks. We kill 2 Moogs and fight a ninja. When he tries to drum you with the multi-shadow clone jutsu, attack the one with the largest shadow. Aside from that, no real strategy needed. Then, we get the himbo himself, Kongo. Kongo is a simple guy with simple wants. He demands perfection. Be sure to land all additions and use magic because big dumb guy is obviously weak to magic. Even then, Kongo isn't a pushover. After he decides his axe isn't cutting it, he'll swap to his hands and start manhandling you. Luckily, you can guard majority of your health back if you fall into the red potion. Kongo is slow, and as a result, you can mostly outpace his damage by guarding. Dart goes for the kill and darts it up, and has to be saved by Rose, who awakens Dart's shiny rock that just so happens to be a Dragoon spirit, which allows Dart to fend off Kongo before falling unconscious. When we awaken, we find out more about Dragoons and learn there is a dragon nearby. Dart gets filled with confidence and volunteers to go in the place of the army, so we're on to the swamp. To start out, we replace Shana with Rose and head north to fight all the optional soldiers. Nothing to worry about, unless you Dart. Commander fight is simple. Throw an AoE spell, then clean up with additions. We grab the Stardust for a total of 10, grab the Lance for Lavitz, loot everything, then backtrack and go left. Take the boat before the cutscene. Grab all the chests, especially the magic stone of Signet. After you row your boat back to the shore, Shana stumbles. Dart is overly insistent on giving her a piggyback ride, to which Shana relents until her ankle feels better. Now, at the volcano, it's a lot of the same. Loot chests, kill mobs, but this time we get a rare drop called a Spirit Cloak from a local fire spirit, which gives a plus 20% for magic attacks to miss the wielder. Shana goes nuts and starts hearing voices, so we swap her onto our team and confront the Virage. This Virage has been heavily damaged while it was sleeping in lava and all, and as a result only has 3 parts. Its head, body, and arm. By killing the body and arm, you effectively make it slower because it'll get less attacks overall. The arm does regenerate, so look out for that, and killing the head kills the whole Virage, so if you just want to Zerg rush the head for a quicker kill, you can. What I like to do normally is farm the respawning arm for SP and addition progress. I did try that, but I decided I was taking too much damage when the Virage did attack, that I would likely run out of potions, and with another boss fight coming, I had to end the fight a tad early for my standards. Rose's Dragoon levels up to 2, and we get some potions for our troubles. After gathering ourselves, we run into the goofball called Davos, who just has the best vibes. He gives us a Sapphire Pin, which restores MP when we take magic damage, and we give it to Rose so she can heal more often with Astral Drain. Shortly after, we run into Firebird, the large bird made of fire. I admit I did over-prepare for Firebird. It didn't do nearly as much damage as I thought it would, and overall was just fast. The only attack of his that had me on edge was when he spawned sentient fireballs and sends them randomly into everyone. Luckily, I was able to guard with everyone, minimize damage, and then defeat it after a bit of Dragoon action from Rose. Right before leaving, we meet up with Dabas again, and restock on items while clearing space in my inventory. The next area we run into is the Dragon's Nest. Shana interrupts our journey because her weak constitution means that she needs to take a breather, all the while Lavitz puts the moves on Rose. When Shana feels better, we go for most likely the most important thing here, the chainmail armor for Dart, which will greatly increase his defenses. We drop in fashionably on our enemies, drink their spring water, loot their boxes, and we're ready for the boss fight. Turns out there has been another Dragoon that has been controlling Firebrand, and we have to fight them both. I chose to focus down the dragon because the status effects it can put in your party can be pretty annoying to outright busted. Another strat I used is I took advantage of the dragon's AI of when it's hit with a magic attack, it will spend its turn powering up. By doing this, I was able to minimize how often it actually attacked, and once I had isolated Graham the Dragoon, he couldn't do enough damage individually that we couldn't just guard heal away. And after a couple turns, Graham became a past tense. We took our spoils that lacked the plate mail, and Lavitz was chosen to be the next Wind Dragoon. Around this time, Shana finally succumbs to the dragon's poison, and we need to rush her to a doctor in Lohan, which is conveniently close by. Once we get to Lohan, Dart rushes Shana to the doctor, where we learn that it would take a mythical Dragoni plant to cure her. We grab all 4 Stardust, bringing our total to 14, restock on items, and head to Dabas's shop, where he explains he saw the plant in a shrine at the back of the dragon's nest, and that there's a large plant blocking the way. Well, we decide that we need a bottle, and just our luck, we find someone willing to give it to us for free. How nice of them. We go collect some water, take advantage of some lizardmen to farm additions and SP, and go kill a plant with its natural enemy, water. Then it's just a short journey to Shirley Shrine. We learn there is another shiny rock in the location from the residents displaying our shiny rocks, and because I played this way too much, I already know the puzzles and can skip past the hints. The dial is 352, the left statue faces front, and the right statue faces left. And now, the first item grind. I had to save right before the boss fight because the boss drops a bandit ring, which raises a character's speed stat by 20, but it only has a 30% drop chance. I need this item. Strategy is simple. Drake will spawn different adds. First he'll spawn some bombs that will slowly roll towards your party members. If you have full SP on all characters and Roses at Dragon level 2, a special into Death Dimension kills the bombs and chunks the boss. Or Rose using the downburst you got from Firebrand, or if you can mash above 160% with an AoE spell, that will do the job too. The final ad he spawns is a wire barrier that you have to destroy before you can melee Drake again, or else you take damage. Drake will also heal for 360 HP, so don't trust his health bar too much. Heal where needed. When Drake is in the red, you can likely skip attacking the bombs, and after 3 attempts I finally got the ring. The next fight is actually just a conversation you can guard through for free healing. Make sure to tell the truth and value Shayna, and you'll be out pretty quickly with the Dragoon Spirit. Then a long run back to Lohan, we give Shayna the Dragoon Spirit, but she draws its healing power out on her own, curing herself, because again, she don't need no man. Doc tells us about a tournament, and we catch a whiff of the plot. Dart is the only one to sign up. We're warned not to Dragoon and head on in to meet up with an acquaintance, Master Hashel, who Dart journeyed with. We equip the poison guard we got from the hamster, beat up the first dude, re-equip the bandit ring, beat up the second dude. Third dude has a gimmick where he'll put his weapon down, cross his arms, throw magic or guard, and wait him out, and then back to beating on his face. Fourth dude is the archer. Guard for the first 2 turns to guarantee you avoid the fear he puts on you, then beat him down. Without the fear, the damage isn't scary. Then, finally, LoD. Fuck this dude. This fight is scripted. You can't damage him at all, just press attack until he beats you. We introduce Master Hashel to everyone. Lavitz gives us some minigame tickets to distract us while he continues to put moves on Rose. We try the obstacle course, get hit by some dense air, then go back to Lavitz telling him we're done. Lavitz asks if we hit and we gotta let him down. When trying to leave Lohan, we find out King Albert has been kidnapped and held in Helena prison. Lavitz nearly flies off the rail before Hashel helps him see reason. Now, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I'm worried here. There's this big ass dude called Django who is a truck. over 1000 HP, large defenses, and will literally try and drop the roof on you. But before we can get to that, Shana hits Dragoon level 2, and we have some important things to get, namely the therapy ring, because after we're done here, we're going to need some, and we give it to Shayna. The silver embroidered vest, again for Shayna, to make up for the defense lost from Night Shield, as well as a 5% to physical evasion. Insane. And finally, the sachet from the boss's room. Our team we're going with is Shana, Dart, and Lavitz, two of which because I can't get rid of them. Shana was chosen for her high speed, taking advantage of the therapy ring, which will heal her for 10% of her HP every turn, which usually means she can heal twice before the enemy makes one move, which will offset her low level a little from when she was pulling a sickie in the sickbay. Lavitz at Dragon level 2 is important because of his second spell, which puts a buff on all our characters, reducing damage taken by half for 3 turns. And Dart is Dart. He's an average dude I can't get rid of. So my strategy was to make the arena the wind element to try and reduce the roof collapse attack. Unfortunately, he was able to attack before Lavitz, and well, you can see for yourself what happened. Yeah, he did a lot more damage than I was anticipating. Roughly a quarter of both Lavitz and Dart's HP, but 2/3 of Shayna's. Luckily, I can turn Lavitz into a Dragoon and turn the arena into wind, which will surely help, right? Well, after 2 flame shots, Shana healing herself and shooting Django, both Dart and Shayna were out of Dragoon before the boss attacked once due to their high speed, and as such didn't benefit from the Dragoon defense boost. But it's fine, got that field power bonus, remember? Yeah, well it turns out dropping rocks isn't considered an earth attack and doesn't get reduced. Lavitz sets up his Rose Storm on everyone before exiting Dragoon, while I try and regenerate Dragoon meters so I can get everyone back into it as soon as possible. And after 1 more rocks fall, I use a Healing Breeze to bring us above half HP, and here we see the first successful instance of his Confusion Breath on Shana, which made her try and run away. I use an item to snap her out and heal as best I can. Sadly, the boss takes advantage of some unfortunate timing and confuses Lavitz, and attack back to back with the rocks, killing Shana. I'm able to revive and guard with Shana just in time before more damage comes her way. Then I use the sachet on Django to put him to sleep. While he's asleep, I stack up damage with Shana using magic. I use a Healing Breeze to get everyone back up to acceptable HP levels, and right as we build everyone's SP up, bullshit happens. Fuck you. So because of Lavitz's slow speed, I have to revive Shana and use my third and final Healing Breeze, and more rocks fall. I contemplated many things between potioning everyone up to guard spam strats, but I was worried about a badly placed confusion, so I decided on turning everyone into Dragoons, with Dart getting the buff because he was doing large damage with his flame shots, and with both Lavitz not having a turn in a bit and Shana being as fast as Dart, whoever went next could help Shana live. I was able to do both and give me some breathing room. Dart keeps throwing his sword away, Shana heals Dart, and Lavitz uses a perfect Dragoon attack, and with the final attack from Dart, the battle is over, but not without loss. Using all my Healing Breezes there meant I had less wiggle room for future fights, and so we can move on. We fight our way through guards, start levels to Dragoon 3, restock on supplies, and goes to save the king. For this fight, it's a bit like the first Frugale, where he has 2 bodyguards, and once they're dealt with, guard spam and occasionally potion is all you need, but I have a strategy. I need Dart dead. You see, when someone is dead at the end of combat, EXP gained isn't allocated to them, and with Dart being in every combat until now and Shana missing a chunk, I need her to catch up. So I AoE the pets down, focusing on the dog, because the dog can put a fear on all characters, and then we focus the bird. And now with Frugale isolated, it's now waiting, stalling as best I can. I can't guard with Dart, so I gotta stall out by using useless items, missing additions on purpose, whatever it takes until finally Dart dies. Which means we can finally, once and for all, put an end to Frugale. Now, unfortunately, one more time we have tragedy. I'm just gonna say it now, it's okay to cry. So, with my plan being successful and with Dart being dead, Shana gets all 2000 experience to catch up with everyone else. We retreat back to Celeste, where we find a basement to regroup and mourn. After checking on everyone, Albert reveals the truth about the moon gem that was taken and how there are 3 moon artifacts that were handed down from Winglies that could hold great power. And so Discount Lavitz joins the party. My team going into the final zone is Dart, Hashel, and Shana. So, checklist time. We enter Black Castle, we grab all 6 Stardust, which gives us a total of 20 Stardust and the most we can get in Disc 1. Pick up the Twisted Glaive for not Lavitz, make our way to the Resistance camp, stock up on items, answer some questions, and invade the castle. We go kill some guards and their dogs, we wander into a magical research laboratory, get given oil to help us move around the castle, avoid balls of trash so we can grab the redstone. After a bit of backtracking, we find the researcher that is a little too far gone, who is like the magical Albert, because nothing he is doing is working, and ultimately overhypes himself and is a letdown. Yes, I have a grudge, I want Lavitz and he's not Lavitz. Anyway, we grab the blue stone, find a weapon for Hashel, stock up on items, fight some guards, and oh look, the ninja is back. Find the guy who is in charge of raiding Celeste, he tells us to stop Dole and gives us a yellow stone for our troubles. Put all 3 cold stones in, and now Congo 2 pissed off Boogaloo. Mad that we beat his ass, he's armored up and ready for revenge. Congo once again demanding perfection, screwing up an addition gets you hurt. He hits really hard physically, and holy shit Shana, watch out! To make up for his known about magical weaknesses, he can put up a magical shield. This shield has a set amount of charges, and once the charges run out, the shield will wear off. However, he does still have the same crucial weakness that he is slow. Meaning that if your characters have enough HP to take the hit, then it's not a problem. But if not, there is a turn of him spent, not beating on Shayna apparently. Fuck! Yeah, try and avoid that. Outside of that, fundamentals. Stab, punch, and magic him down. Potions when in yellow health, pray when in red. Until finally, victory. I grab the material shield, restock on items, heal everyone up, and now, final boss fight. Now, it should be no surprise that the dude has 2 phases. You can tell he has multiple phases because he's the final boss in an RPG. So the plan is to try and blitz him before his second phase. If I have to Dragoon before phase 2, then I'm probably already losing. Shana, being a great glass cannon with her damage, is a great help with this. She can help push him really quickly. Few pokes and prods and we're on to phase 2. Dragoon Dole. Upon Dole transforming, Dart does the same and stacks up damage with 3 flame shots. Shana spams magic and Hashel protects Shana with the material shield we just picked up, and we continue jumping him. After a while, the dude has had enough and puts up a barrier which makes him immune to all damage for 3 turns. Guard spam until it goes away, potion if you need it. All in all, because I didn't even need Shana's Dragoon to emergency heal someone, if you have a stack of like 8 potions, I think you'll be fine. After the battle, the group decides to pursue LoD and Hashel gets his Dragoon Spirit. And that's it, that's Disc 1 completed, which means 3 more to go. I tried to go for a fast-paced kind of edit, please let me know what you think. I stream the experience on Twitch, so if you want to catch me live, I stream at twitch.tv/DazzaDFE. I had to condense down over 11 hours of footage into this video, so if you can leave a like, it'll be greatly appreciated, and even subscribe for the next episodes to come. I anticipate the challenge getting harder as we go on, and I thank you all for following me on this journey. Take care.